What's up, everyone? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Hot Commodity, and C,
And I'm here too.
my own personal hot commodity, Smoking Ant B. And today we're covering WWE Monday Night Raw from November 17th, 2025, live in New York City, New York at Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. And tonight's a big night. We have the final Monday Night Raw of John Cena's career. And I was kind of sad about this because I remembered when he debuted, he showed up on SmackDown, not Raw, but Cena is like my childhood wrestler. He became really big, I'd say, by like 05, 06. But at that point, I was, 13, 14. I was getting to that age where I was really starting to like him, and I was a fan of his when I was little, and I am a fan of his now, but I was a little underwhelmed by his final Raw. Before we go into it, how were you feeling about this being his final Raw?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch wrestling when John Cena started, but obviously throughout the years I've seen a lot with him. And it's sad. But and the other thing that sucks is like I wish that they did some things different with his final year.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and he did have some cool matches this last year, and some good appearances. I wish they never did the heel turn with him,
Okay,
but
that's one
I
wish that
it was definitely a cool night.
I wish that they.
I thought this was better than in his hometown.
I agree in Boston, but I think that because he had. I agree with you. They shoved him in the heel turn because he wasn't on every week. So it was like when we see him, the majority of the time that we did see him, it was like heel and then a quick baby face turn, and now it's like dawn. So it was kind of like, and he did keep reminding us. He's like, we only have so and so many days left, and it went by fast. But let us know in the comments what you think about John Cena's last Raw before we get into it.
Yeah.
All right, so speaking of Cena, he's a new Intercontinental Champion. He's a Grand Slam champion. He beat Dominic Mysterio last week on Raw for the title. Cena comes down and says, New York City makes or breaks careers. Thank you, New York City. Madison Square Garden, the champ is here. He goes on to talk about how Madison Square Garden allowed him to fight for 23 years at that arena. Tonight is the last time we can talk together. It's bittersweet for some, very important for me. And as he goes on, Dominic Mysterio comes out. Dom says, no one wants to hear what you have to say. Last week you were handed a title just like you were handed everything else. I fought for everything I have. I want a rematch for my championship. And Cena says, if you think I'm going to back down, hell no. And Dom says, no, we already did it your way. Now we're going to do it my way. Survivor Series, San Diego, my way, my turf. Cena says, I want a match tonight. Let's forget about the title and take me on one-on-one. Do you feel lucky, Punk? And then JD McDonough and Finn Balor come out. And Dom says, you're not going to get your final match, but you will get your ass beat. And then Judgment Day attack John Cena. But then Sheamus comes out, followed by Rey Mysterio. And we get a 6-man tag match. But what do you think about the match made Cena versus Dominic Survivor Series?
I was happy about that because I was hoping, he'd be in the last pay-per-view, and there really wasn't room for him anywhere else. So I think this was a good setup. It was good to let him get the Intercontinental title so he'd become a Grand Slam champion. But I think Dominic will definitely get it back at
Survivor Series. Oh, yeah, definitely. So the match, we have the 6-man tag, Judgment Day versus Sheamus, Rey Mysterio, and Intercontinental Champion John Cena. There's a cool moment in the match where Cena, Sheamus, and Mysterio land the 10 beats to each of the Judgment Day members.
That was cool.
They each land a 5-knuckle shuffle, and I was dying at Rey Mysterio's because he really went all in for it. Rey lands a double 619. Sheamus hits a bro kick, and then Cena lands an FU. Cena, Mysterio, and Sheamus win. I thought that it was a good match because it was cool to see them all sort of celebrate each other with their moves. What do you think?
Yeah, it was really cool, and I'm sure it was cool for them because, um, they're like the oldest three wrestlers there are,
Yeah,
pretty much, besides Randy Orton.
the oldest.
Not the oldest, but they've been in the company.
Speaking
the
of Sheamus, we found out today that he's injured and he's out of the John Cena farewell tournament, which is sad because I think you said he was going to win it, or at least go into the
I didn't
finals.
think he was going to win it, but I thought he would get in the finals because, yeah, he's.
I thought so too. Like he beat John Cena in his first title match, so it's like,
yeah.
But yeah, he's out, so we'll have to see what they're going to do. Let's talk about Paul Heyman confronting Raw general manager Adam Pearce backstage, and Nick Aldis, the SmackDown general manager. Heyman says, if you think my fourth pick of Drew McIntyre was bad, wait until what I have in store for my fifth pick. And you and I kind of were smiling, and we were like, oh, who's it going to be? You already knew who it was, though, prior.
Well, we still don't know. It never came out.
Yeah, I did. They made it's official. They made the poster official.
But they never said it.
Well, yeah, they did. They said the most historic Wargames match of all time. Triple H posted it on Twitter.
Oh, I didn't see that. But I'm saying they didn't say it on Raw.
Well, that's what, babe, that's what they do now. They do it.
They didn't come out
They
and say it.
fucking cut off people's retirement speeches. They do promos off air. Like this unfortunately is the world we live in with Paul Levesque and WWE, where everything takes place off of fucking TV. Back in the day, that was a fucking big deal. Everything needs to. They used to say if it's not seen on TV, it didn't happen. Whereas now it's like if you don't go on Twitter, you don't know what happens.
Well,
so
he never said it, but we both knew it was going to be Brock Lesnar.
It's shitty they do that. And then I heard something where they were trying to say that Saudi Arabia might be buying WWE, and if they do, just saying this, I'm not watching that.
Yeah.
All right. We see this is interesting. Judgment Day, they attack. I think his name Nick Schultz and a couple of the New York Rangers at ringside, and they get into a brawl. So that was interesting. I wonder if Nick is related to Robin Schultz.
Maybe.
Becky likes to eat. WWE World Women's Champion Stephanie Vaquer comes out, and Nikki Bella attacks Stephanie on the ramp and tosses her into the LED board. Nikki says, I didn't come back to be your sidekick. I came back to take what's mine, this women's division. Thanks for reminding me who I am. I will beat you for this title, and you will bow down to the creator of this division. So we have Stephanie Vaquer defending her title against Nikki Bella at Survivor Series. What do you think?
I think it could be a decent match. I mean, I like Nikki, but she's not the greatest wrestler.
No, but she is a good heel.
But she is a good heel.
You like her as a heel. She's a great heel.
Definitely better.
We know she's not going to win the title. Maybe she'll get some help, but she's not going to win. She fought Becky Lynch a couple of months ago and lost, so it's like...
Yeah. But she's not, like, the worst.
No,
I mean, I'd rather see her than, like, fucking Michin, but...
Don't hate on Michin. She's not the worst. You have to say B-Fab or, like...
Yeah, B-Fab.
B-Fab is...
I know. I felt bad as I was saying it.
Thank you, Michin. Bayley gets confronted by the women's tag team champions, the Kabuki Warriors, backstage, and they want her to join them for War Games. Bayley denies this request.
She's going to, though.
We then have our farewell John Cena Tournament. What is it? The first round match, I guess.
Yeah.
Solo Sikoa with Tala Tonga taking on mystery opponent Dolph Ziggler. I was happy to see Dolph back. He currently competes in TNA as his actual name, Nick Nemeth. Solo gets the window after landing a Samoan spike, so Solo moves on. What did you think of Dolph's return here?
I've never seen him wrestle before. I just have seen things from clips, and we're not up to that part yet where he comes in. So it was kind of all the same to me, but it was cool to see him. I've heard a lot about him. I've seen some matches and different things on YouTube.
He was a great he had a really good rivalry with The Miz for the Intercontinental title. We'll have to watch it.
Okay, now I have a question for you. We've seen Zack Ryder come back and Dolph Ziggler. If one of them were to stay in the company, who would you want?
I like them both, but probably Zack Ryder because
Ziggler's in TNA.
Yeah, Ziggler's been doing it for a long time, and I think he's doing good stuff in TNA. Whereas Zack Ryder's doing great on the Indies, but like he's not on TV every week. Whereas Nick Nemeth is, so I'd
Yeah.
leave Nick in TNA and bring up Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona, and have him.
That'd be good.
Plus, imagine the stuff he could do with Chelsea together. They're like, like it's his real wife.
Yeah. I think there's a good chance. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of rumors already saying that they're going to.
Both of them would be good signs. Like they both should be
Yeah.
there. But if I had to pick one, I would just go with.
I agree. He does he really loves it. Like
Mhm.
I've watched like a documentary on him, like in the indie stuff, and it's like it's his life. Like he really goes all out.
It's his life. Alexa Bliss comes out to the ring and she's upset with Charlotte Flair for backing out of the Wargames match. And she gets on the microphone. She's like, "Really, Charlotte? After everything we've been through, everyone told me not to waste my time with you, but I didn't listen to them because I know your heart. You don't want to team with us because you don't like Rhea Ripley. The second I need my best friend, you decide to take a stand." And then Nia Jax, Lash Legend, and the women's tag team champions, the Kabuki Warriors, come out. Nia says, look at you in the it took me a minute to see that. Look at you in the ring like a loser all alone. As your former best friend, I understand why Charlotte Flair left you. And then the heels corner Alexa Bliss until Rhea Ripley and Iyo Sky run out. They brawl with the heels, but then Charlotte Flair shows up with a kendo stick and attacks the bad ladies. And it looks like Charlotte Flair is going to join Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and Iyo Sky, but there is one more spot open for both ladies, and we're going to get to that in a minute because there's some more developing here. But what'd you think of this? Charlotte Flair helping, being like, you know what, let's do this.
I kind of figured she was being kind of an asshole to Alexa Bliss, so she had to show up and save the day.
She sure fucking
redeem
herself for this one. Next, WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch defending against Maxxine Dupri here. This is a good match. Becky lands a powerbomb off the top rope. Maxxine applies an ankle lock. Becky lands a manhandle slam, but Maxxine gets her feet on the ropes. Becky then gets in Jessica Carter's face, yelling at her. Becky exposes the turnbuckle pad, and then AJ Lee shows up, and we haven't seen AJ since WrestlePalooza. That distracts Becky, allowing Maxxine to land a flying crossbody, and we have a new WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion and Maxxine Dupri. And you weren't really too happy about this. You wanted Becky to retain.
This is the thing. Maxxine Dupri, there's a lot of people who have put in a lot more work and time than Maxxine Dupri. And I just feel like, seriously, like,
but
Michin should have got it. They've had her fight for this belt like 20 times, and she always loses.
Yeah, but
every time somebody gets the belt, she's the first person to fight.
But Michin's on SmackDown. She's not on Raw. And her title is the U.S. Women's Championship. And
I get that.
Maxxine, I gotta say, from really seeing her when she started, like, she couldn't even do, like, a basic arm drag. So, like...
Well, she couldn't do anything till 2 matches ago.
But that shows improvement. That shows that... And at the same token, it's like, this title doesn't... Like, Becky Lynch should be the World Women's Champion.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
This is a mid-card title. And it's like, Becky Lynch is like, but prior to her...
Well, I'm glad it was used to, like... bring somebody up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's gonna bring her up a bit. Whereas, like, if Asuka beat her for it, or somebody else is like, Asuka has been world champion. Why would she, like Becky? Why did she need that title? Like, she didn't need it.
Right.
Whereas Maxxine does. Now, backstage, we see AJ Lee talking about helping Maxxine, and Becky Lynch, and she says that Becky lights a fire in her like nobody else. And then Rhea Ripley appears, and she's asked AJ Lee if they can chat. So AJ Lee might be joining this Wargames match, and if she does, then Becky's definitely going to.
On the heel side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I was thinking the same thing.
Would you be happy with that, or would you be upset?
Well, I think that would be good because I can't see anybody else for each side.
Yeah.
And it would bring another good rivalry into it. Because the other rivalries are, the Kabuki Warriors and Alexa Bliss and Charlotte have been going at it for weeks. But Nia Jax and Lash are kind of, new to it.
Yeah. Let's move on. We have the second match of the first round tournament we have on Raw tonight. Javon Evans taking on a returning Gunther. And Gunther looked great. He came out. Good match, but Gunther lands a released German suplex, a power bomb, and then applies a sleeper hold. And Gunther moves on. We knew Gunther was going to beat Javon Evans, but Evans did pretty good in this match.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I can't see Gunther losing, so I'm pretty sure he might be Cena's last opponent.
Yeah. So we get our final segment here. The Vision, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, they all come out to the ring. And Paul Heyman gets on the microphone and says, I have walked many teams to the ring for War Games, but this is the greatest assembly put together. And that's when the World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk, the Usos, and WWE Champion Cody Rhodes come out. And there's just a huge brawl around the ring. And then Brock Lesnar shows up, and Brock beats the shit out of everybody. And then Roman Reigns appears, and then Roman Reigns Superman punches Lesnar. Reed attacks Reigns, but then Roman Superman punches Reed off the top rope. NYPD come out, and then Roman spears Bronson Reed through a railing, and the War Games is set.
You know what? I was behind an episode. I was still thinking where Paul Heyman had the paper, and he was like, look who I have my final pick.
No.
And that's why I was thinking, I forgot this part happened.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Now I get it.
His final, what he was doing with the paper, he had too many fucking papers. Though on SmackDown, he was asking Nick Aldis if it was okay for anybody to be involved in the War Games match because Drew McIntyre was suspended. And so Aldis like, yeah, that's fine. You can put anybody in the match.
I remember the part where they were like, he was like, oh, if you think Drew McIntyre was, look who I picked as my fifth person. And it was like kind of suspenseful, like, ooh, who's it going to be? We knew, but...
And then he comes out.
I forgot that he came out at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you think that this War Games you have? The Vision, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, and Brock Lesnar against CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, the Usos, and Roman Reigns.
Well, I think Logan Paul is in the Vision now, but I think it's going to be really good.
It's like the Avengers.
Yeah.
The WWE Avengers. I like this.
It is. I think it's going to be really good. For once, I'm honestly a little more excited for the men's than the women's.
Okay. Yeah.
I think there's a little bit more storyline to the men.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
And usually I'm more excited for the women's. But
well, I think because you've got the element of Brock Lesnar in a elimination
and
chamber
Roman
match.
Reigns.
Roman Reigns too. But look at Brock Lesnar. Fucking
Yeah.
just we're watching him just destroy CM Punk right here on our TV.
Oh,
but
he's-
like,
yeah, there's nobody that
Bronson Reed. Like he's gonna do
Yeah.
crazy shit. Braun Breaker doing the crazy runs. Logan Paul does the crazy flips and jumps.
Yeah.
But even the women though, like Nia Jax, Nia Jax is gonna do some crazy bump because she's heavier and they drop.
Yeah.
AJ Lee is gonna have a moment if she's involved in the match. So
the heels have to win this match because none of the
dominant as
faces
fuck.
compare. None of them compare. The only
Except
person
Roman.
is Roman.
And
Roman
I was gonna
all
say-
week long, everybody's been saying Roman looks small. He has lost a lot of weight, and he's not what he was a year ago. Roman's gotten kind of small, actually.
Okay. Well, we've covered all of Monday Night Raw. It was a good episode of Madison Square Garden. I was excited that we got a title change. We saw Charlotte join the War Games match again. We saw Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar return and join the War Games match.
New Intercontinental
Gunther
Champion.
showed up. Yeah.
Yeah, this was definitely better than the Boston show.
Yeah, I agree. Well, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you like this show, if you didn't like it, let us know. Make sure you subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell. You could check out our other videos. We cover the Attitude Years. Every day there's like a new episode coming out of something. So be on the lookout for that. And the best way to do that is by subscribing. You can hit the notification bell so that you get information when new episodes drop. And until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.